Little bit further on strumming. Remember our pick. I'm suggesting start with a light one for beginning strumming. You're sort of slipping by the strings with your pick at a 45-degree angle, and you're rolling your wrist. So you're pointing sort of down. Your first knuckle on your first finger is sort of pointing down towards the floor on the way down, and on the way up, it's pointing at you. So you're kind of doing this wrist roll, and I'm kind of over-exaggerating, but you get the idea. The other thing is, you don't want a death grip on this. You want to just hold on to it firmly, but don't grip it too tightly. And I think the last thing I can just tell you is that when it comes to strumming, you just have to keep doing it. So let's look at the examples. And remember what we keep saying: muscle memory, practice always makes better, always makes perfect eventually. And it's all about don't give up. So if you get frustrated, you may even see me make a few mistakes here on this video. Let's look at number one example. That's not unlike what we were doing the last few videos and the last few weeks of lessons. We're basically down strumming. But you'll notice that they've got the beats under there, 1, 2, 3, 4, but they've also got an and. And so what that and is, that's the space in between the beats. So you're talking about, at this point, really what that first line is saying is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now, remember a couple of things here. One is you want to keep a steady beat, and you may see me rushing through some of this because I'm trying to make the video quicker. But you want to keep a steady beat. And the other thing is you want to look at this from the standpoint of, what are you trying to do musically? You're setting a mood with your strumming. And then lastly, on the way down for any chord, you can play most, if not all, of the appropriate strings. But on the way back up, you usually only do 2, 3, maybe 4 strings. So if you think about it in terms of what happens when you're doing this first exercise, it's all the strings. I'm going to do an E minor. But on the way back up, I'm just doing the first 2 or 3 strings. Now let's take a look at example number 2. This is very much like we were doing the last few weeks, where we're just going on the downbeat and strumming down. And on the beats. So we're strumming down on the beats, and then our hand is coming back up but not hitting any strings on the way back up. There's a little bit of a surprise at the end where you'll see, if you look at example number 2, where the very last beat you're actually strumming down and then back up. So the gray ones mean you're not strumming, the blue ones mean that you are strumming. So number 2 is something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Let's do that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Things get a little bit more complex on number 3, because you'll notice that on the 4th beat you're going up both times on both measures. So this one's a little bit more like this. I'm using an E minor now. 1 and 2 and 3 All right, you work on that this week. If you want to get to number 4, that's great. Otherwise, we'll work on that one next week. Take care. Bye.